What's going on, guys? Killer D here with another Bleach Mortal video, and today I'm going to go over my new formation that I'm running for defending Karakura town because Isshin just came back in my server, I want to say like 2 days ago. Tomorrow I'll probably upload a video on my old team just so that you guys can see if it's still viable or not. They did change a few things with Isshin being the amount of damage needed to get coins. So if you guys saw my last video, I did about that, I want to say like 31 mil. And I was able to get 22 coins. This time I actually did 71 mil and I was only able to get 21 coins, so they changed the amount of damage needed to get coins. So this is a bad thing because, you know, us as players, we're growing, we're getting stronger, and they're giving us less for us improving and for figuring out ways to beat Isshin or deal with the most amount of damage. But we're just gonna have to keep improving, and hopefully they do fix this. Or if they don't, then hopefully they don't do this again. If we keep improving, they bring the coins down, because we worked hard to do the most amount of damage, and they shouldn't really punish us for that. But yeah, I'm going to show you guys the gameplay of the formation I'm running, and I'll go into detail like why I'm using who, what I'm running. So I'm running the Vermilion Bird Sage Soul Hall buff. By that I mean I have now, and then I have Ulquiorra and Isshin as my 2 Vermilion Bird. Isshin is going to be hitting very hard, so that's why I have him in here. And then Ulquiorra is going to give that 10% damage increase, and then he also increases the damage on dots by up to, I want to say like 40% at level 77. I have Gen, who's a bleed character. He's a dot. He also has poison if you have the awakened weapon, and then he is going to increase damage dealt to bleeding targets by another 10%. So that's going to be 20% extra damage right off the bat, because Nell's passive automatically triggers that bleed effect for 2 rounds, and then by that 3rd round we're all going to have rage, so we're going to proc that bleed again. So we're continuously going to try to have that 20% active throughout the whole time. And then I do have a max crippling, which does increase damage by 15% when it does proc. And then I put that on Gin because he can, since he has 2 dots, he has that bleed, and then he also has that poison. It just gives him more of a chance to kind of proc them, whether it's with that bleed or with that poison, or if with a basic attack. So that's the reason why I put it on him. For my White Tiger, I'm running Kenpachi, who I'm debating on swapping out for either Ichigo, Bayaki, or White Ichigo. And then for my Black Tortoise, I'm running Mayuri. He is the only decent one that I can think of as of right now. Not all the new units are out yet, so he's the one that I'm using right now because he does have poison. He has a dot, and then he also does have a CC. So, and then I have awakened weapons for all of them except for Nell, which hopefully should be coming out next week. If it comes out next week with White Ichigo, I'm more than likely going to get both, because it's going to give Nell the ability to proc 2 bleeds, which is going to be nice. And then White Ichigo is going to be able to proc that mastery skill 100% after that rage. So I think I will invest in both because they both look very useful. It's going to be real hard to decide. Obviously you guys should pick who you go for, but I'm going to go with both because they both look very useful for me. But yeah, this is the team I'm running. As you guys can see, we're doing pretty decent damage. And then I want to say it's this rage skill that Isshin is going to do like maybe like 7 mil. Yeah, he did 7 mil in that one right there. He does an insane amount of damage, and I don't know what it is. I think it's that if he didn't trigger the enemy's dot from the team, he's able to do it again. And what I mean by that is, so if he triggers, for example, like I think for this one, he triggered Gin's dot, and he did a little bit of damage. So the next time when he got his rage again, he was able to trigger, I think it was Ulquiorra and Nell's And that was Dot this time. And then the third time he procced Mayuri's Dot, which he didn't proc before. So Isshin is going to be hitting very hard. And I only have him at 4-star. But yeah, that's the team I'm running. You know, I'm pretty close to getting that 22 coins. I don't think I'm going to get it. Maybe if I swap a character out, I might be able to. I don't know. I'll check out tomorrow. But one thing I do recommend, guys, also, if you are, like, maybe, let's say you're getting, like, 18 coins, and then you get 19 the next one. Like, don't settle for less, because with that exact formation I was running, sometimes I'll get 19 coins. Sometimes I'll get 20 coins. You know, sometimes I won't even, you know, just, if you feel like it's a bad run, you know, scrap it and go do a rerun, because yeah, I think that was like my second or third rerun, and I got 71 mil in that one. So I was like, you know, just keep trying. Don't just settle for whatever you get. But yeah, so Kenpachi, he's got 320k health, 59k attack, and you got 11k defense for his gear. The weapons 7-star, everything else is going to be 6-star. And these are the bonds that I have, everything's purple on the left side, and on the right side, all blue. For the war sword that I got equipped on him, I got the war sword of Wrath, which is going to increase his attack, crit chance, and damage rate. On him, I put the battle sword of the healing. This one I could probably swap around, maybe put it on somebody else. But I mean, I put it on him because he has the most attack, and if you guys read the description right here, it says during the normal attack phase, every third ally attack release restores the HP of the character with the lowest HP by 45% of the sword bearer's attack. So since he has the most attack, that's why I put it on him. I could probably put it on somebody else, but I put it on him. And then let's go over his skills super quick. So for his mastery skill, single target, it does have a dual effect. So the less enemies there are, the more damage that's going to do. That's why it hits so hard. For that rage skill, I got it awaken. Reduces target's defense by 30% for 1 round. Increases crit chance to self by 30% and allied back row by 20%. And then for his passive, when he's alive, he increases everybody's damage rate. Right now, it's by 7.8%. Now for Ulquiorra, for his mastery skills, single target recovers 15% of missing HP, increase 75% of effect reduction rate for 1 round. And then for his rage, I did get this awakened because I was planning on using him. So deals damage to a column of enemies, restores 28% of missing HP, inflicts burn for 2 rounds, deals extra 3% damage to the target for each stack of dot. So that's why I'm running him with this dot formation, and then we're gonna get down to like what makes him very useful. And restores 3% missing HP. Front row allies damage reduction rate increases by 15% for 1 round, so it makes him more tankier. And then this is useful because if we're using this right before he rages, then the front row is going to be a little bit tankier. Aizen's going to deal less damage to them. For that passive, all allies dot damage increases greatly when deployed at the beginning of each round. He marks a random enemy with Solita Vista, and then damage increased is going to be 42% for him at level 77. And then that marked target receives 10% extra damage, and then you also heal by 2.5% of their max HP. So it's a little heal, but it's still, you know, every little heal helps. And then these are going to be his stats. So I have all his gear at 2-star. He has 320k health, 45k attack, 11k defense. He only got 2 purple bonds, and then 1 blue one. For the Warsaw, I'm running the Warsaw the Eye. And then I'm running Soaring, which is Angatsu's Warsaw, because it's going to increase that damage rate by 12% and attack by 600, which lasts 3 rounds. So I'm not running Ichigo because in order for that one to work, you got to use a rage skill in the beginning, and I'm not using my rage skill within those 2 turns. so I don't see the point in using that one. And then, no. Well, I got 2-star gear all around. She's sitting at 270k health, 50k attack, and 11k defense. And then I only got 2 blue bonds, which I could probably upgrade, but we're going to see about that. For the War Souls, I'm running War Soul the Crimson because she does have bleed. So that bleed damage is going to do a lot of damage because it's going to be boosted by 75%. And then I'm running the War Soul the Rage, which increases the mastery skill damage by 50%. And then it also has a chance to proc bleed, so both of them go great together because they're going to benefit each other. That Crimson is going to buff that bleed, which has a 40% chance to proc with that. So this is a very useful War Soul. Doesn't have to be on now, you can put it on somebody else with a nice mastery skill. And then for her skills, so single target ignores 50% of the target's defense. It deals additional damage to the target equal to 30% of Null's attack, multiplied by the number of bleed stacks on the target, and then restores her HP to the damage dealt this way. There's a 15% chance to stun, so she's got a CC. For her rage skill, deals damage to all enemies, plus an additional 120% bonus damage to the primary target. Since just Aizen, we're getting 120% bonus damage. Adds bleeding. For 2 rounds, has a 40% chance to stun, which is very useful for Aizen, so that way we can CC him, and then he doesn't proc that rage. The bleed effect added to targets damages them immediately when inflicted. If there is only one enemy on the battlefield, this attack deals 20% of Null's current HP and damage. So that's the reason why I'm running the Orihime War Soul. That way we can have her health high whenever we use that rage skill. Therefore she can be doing more damage. And then for the awakened weapon, she's going to be able to proc 2 bleeds immediately, so that's going to be very useful. And then that stun chance goes up to 50. For her passive, when a battle begins, inflict bleed on all enemies for 2 rounds. That's why she's going to go great with Gin, because of his passive. They go great together. After releasing a rage skill, the damage rate of all allies is increased for 2 rounds, and the ally with the lowest HP receives an additional damage bonus for 1 round. To start a battle, Null's effect accuracy is increased by 10%, and I'm running 2, so it's going to be by 20%. And then I'm running Mayuri. I'm sitting at 340k health, 48k attack, 12k defense. Got 2 gold bonds and 2 purple and then 2 blue ones. Could probably improve on him a little bit to make him a little bit stronger, but I will wait. For his gear, he's sitting at 4-star gear all around. War Souls, I'm running War Soul Shattering, which I can probably swap out because I'm really depending on Nell to be like my CC character, so I can swap this out. I gotta see what I can swap out. And then I am running War Soul of the Chaos, which increases the attack by 750. It says the rage skill drains 12% plus 300 of the target's attack and defense, which lasts for 2 rounds. And then for his skills, he's got a CC, which is 30% chance to paralyze for his mastery skill. For his rage, it's a 28% chance to paralyze, then he has a poison. And then when his HP equal to 0, he becomes immune to all damage, and then he recovers HP. So I was using him originally because of this, because I wasn't using Orihime War Soul. So if he ever did die, he came right back to life. So that's the main reason why I was using him. And then I do have him to 7-star, so he's pretty good, or pretty decent all around. I might swap him out. I gotta see for who though. And then we're running Gin, who's sitting at 290k health, 46k attack, 10k defense, 3 purple bonds, and then 3 blue bonds, sitting at 4-star gear all around. For the War Soul, I am running the War Soul of the Crippling, which upon dealing damage has a 50% chance to make the target receive 15% more damage for 2 rounds. I think that's the reason why Isshin was doing so much damage, because all these damage boosters are coming together. You know, Dot by Ulquiorra, mark target 10%, Gin with his passive 10%, crippling 15%. You put all of these together and it's just boosting a lot of damage. So that's the reason why I'm running Warsaw the crippling. I do want to test out maybe swapping this out for a Crimson or a Wrath to see if it will be better, but so far I've been doing great with this when it does proc. It's 50% chance, you got like 1 or 2 chances. And then he does have that poison and bleed, that's why I'm running it on him. But yeah, I'm running the Joshua Warsaw because I do want him to have his rage like constantly, so that way he can try to proc that crippling. For these skills, mastery skill increases crit chance by 25%. That's great. And then for his rage, like I said, bleed for 2 rounds, and then he has a 75% proc in that poison because I do have the awakened weapon. And then when he is alive, all allies damage increased by 10% when attacking bleeding targets. So that's the reason why I will have the Joshua Warsaw on him, so he can continuously have that that rage. That and the Zora Dragon's rage are pretty low compared to like a Vermilion Bird. And okay, yep, that's about him for him. And then I'm running Isshin, who's actually the weakest of all my units, but he's dealing the most damage. So he has 230k health, 37k attack, and then 9.8k defense. 3-star gear all around. Probably going to work on improving this to 4-star. And upgrading his gear so we can do a little bit more damage. Maybe getting him to orange +2. He's got 3 blue bonds. For his Warsaw, we are running a blue Battle Soul the Crimson, which has increased that bleed damage by 30%. Increase that attack by 900. If this was gold, it would be so much better, but I'm running that gold one on now. So I'm running this on him. And then I am running the Byakuya's Warsaw, which is a pretty decent one because it's going to increase everybody's attack by 2.25%, damage rate by 2.25%. And all bleed damage can be increased by 15%. So now it's getting like a 90% increase. She's getting a 75% increase from Crimson, a 15% increase from the Byakuya Warsaw, and then a 42% increase in dot damage from Ulquiorra. So this is all going to come together, and it's just going to deal so much damage. And then for the skills, so for his mastery skill, it's going to be a bleed effect for 2 rounds. And then for his rate, I got it awakened because it granted, I think it was like a 50% chance to inflict that bleed. This is a 70% chance, so he's going to have a higher chance of proccing that bleed and then triggering it at the same time. So it says lasting 1 round, target and immediately triggers a column of enemies' dots once. So I think that's the reason why he's dealing so much damage. If he doesn't trigger everybody's dot, that's good because he'll have a chance to trigger them later on throughout the fight. And then it says reduces enemies attack by 1.5% for every stack of dots. So if we're running like maybe like 2-3 dots on him, that's like, it could go up to like 1.5% up to like 4 dots, which I'm running maybe 6%, like 6% decrease in attack. Can be very useful in staying alive. And then for his passive, whenever an ally aside from Isshin unleashes a rage skill, he gains 100 rage. So this is going to help him gain more rage, which is pretty useful. I got it at 77, level 77, so it's going to be at 53%. So he has a 50-50 chance to get this. He's either getting it or he's not. But yeah, guys, those are going to be the characters that I'm running. I'm going to see tomorrow if I can improve on this a little bit more. Maybe swap out some characters. And then I'm going to also try out my old team just to see if they're survivable. Probably going to run them a couple times. But yeah, tell me what you guys think about the video. If you guys liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you guys have any comments, questions, maybe even any characters you would like for me to see swap out or put in there, by all means, go ahead, and then we can work on this together, and then we can see what works and what doesn't work. And as always, guys, have a good one.